Way of the Wolf, Straight Line Selling, Master the Art of Persuasion, Influence, and Success by Jordan Belfort reveals the straight line system, a proven persuasion tool that helps quickly close deals, build trust, and achieve success in sales. It combines the author's personal stories with practical techniques, such as vocal tonality, body language, and objection handling, so that anyone can become a master of influence. It is worth reading if you want to master persuasion skills, not only in business, but also in life, turning communication into a tool for achieving goals without pressure or manipulation. Belfort, known as the Wolf of Wall Street, created this system after the collapse of his brokerage firm, Stratton Oakmont, in 1987, where it brought in millions but led to a fraud scandal. In 1999, he served 22 months in prison and paid $110 million to victims. And the 2017 book is an ethical version of his methods, purged of questionable tactics. Interestingly, all book sales proceeds go to victim compensation, and Martin Scorsese's film with Leonardo DiCaprio, based on his memoirs, made Belfort a cult figure, but also amplified the controversy surrounding his reputation. Rule 1. Cracking the sales and influence code. Sales and influence are built on creating confidence in the client that you are the expert and your product is the ideal solution for their needs. The three key elements, vocal tonality, body language, and words, must work together to guide the conversation along a straight line toward closing the deal. This transforms a random dialogue into a controlled process where the client wants to buy themselves. Define the conversation goal from the very beginning and use these three elements to maintain the client's confidence at a high level. Practice them in everyday conversations, starting with simple situations so they become natural. This will help you influence people ethically and effectively. For example, in the book, Belfort tells how he used these elements to sell stocks, creating a sense in clients that they would miss a chance if they didn't buy now. Another case is his team of brokers who close deals worth millions by focusing on client confidence. The three elements are the foundation of your influence. Master them, and sales will become easier and more successful. Rule 2. The three critical tenets of success. Success in sales requires three conditions: client confidence in you, rapport, and managing your state. Confidence is built through demonstrating expertise, rapport through empathy and similarity, and managing your state helps you remain calm and energetic. These conditions create a straight line to yes, minimizing objections. Build confidence by sharing facts about your experience. Develop rapport by matching the client's tone and language. And manage your state through breathing and positive thoughts. Practice this in every interaction, starting small so it becomes an instinct. This will make you a magnet for success. For example, in the book, Belfort describes how he created rapport with clients by repeating their words, which accelerated deals. Another case is his training sessions, where brokers learn to manage their state so as not to panic upon rejection. The three conditions are the foundation of your victories. Develop them, and doors will open. Rule 3. The straight line system, the art of closing. The straight line system is a conversation structure where you lead the client from introduction to close, minimizing deviations and objections. It includes needs assessment, value building, and doubt handling, so the client moves directly toward a purchase. This turns the chaos of sales into a predictable process with a high success rate. Lead the conversation along a straight line. Start with rapport, assess needs, show the solution, handle objections, and close. Use looping to return the client to the line if they deviate with an objection. Practice with role-playing to make the system second nature. For example, in the book, Belfort applied the straight line to calls, closing 90% of deals in 4 minutes. Another case is his team, who used it to sell billions in stocks. The straight line is your compass in sales. Lead the client along it, and deals will close themselves. Rule 4. Advanced tonality. Vocal tonality conveys 38% of emotions in communication, influencing the perception of you as a leader and expert. Use enthusiasm, certainty, and empathy to create the right state in the client and maintain rapport. This is a tool that makes words persuasive without pressure. Practice different tonalities. Enthusiasm to excite interest, certainty to demonstrate expertise, empathy to handle objections. Record your conversations and analyze your tone, adjusting it for each stage of the straight line. This will amplify your influence in any conversation. For example, in the book, Belfort used a tone of enthusiasm so clients felt excitement about the deal. Another case is his training of brokers, where a tone of empathy helped overcome doubts. Tonality is your voice of influence. Master it, and words will sound persuasive. Rule 5, advanced body language. Body language conveys 55% of the message, building trust and rapport without words, and its inconsistency with words destroys persuasion. Use an open posture, eye contact, and mirroring to synchronize with the client. This strengthens the straight line, making you charismatic and reliable. Maintain direct eye contact, an open stance, and mirror the client to create a bond, and avoid closed gestures that signal uncertainty. Practice in front of a mirror or on video, integrating with tonality for full effect. This will make your presence magnetic. For example, in the book, Belfort describes how he mirrored clients' postures, accelerating rapport. Another case is his meetings, where open body language closed deals faster than words. Body language is your invisible ally. Synchronize it, and trust will come naturally. Rule 6, the art of prospecting. Prospecting is gathering information about the client to understand their needs, fears, and motivations, which allows you to adapt the offer to them. This is the first step of the straight line, where you ask open-ended questions so the client themselves reveals why they need the product. Without prospecting, sales become blind. With it, they become precise and persuasive. Ask questions like, what is important to you in this? Or what problems are you solving? Listen attentively and note key points. Use this information to build the value of the product as a solution specifically for the client. This builds trust and accelerates the transition to closing. For example, in the book, Belfort prospected clients' financial goals to show how stocks perfectly matched their risks. Another case is his brokers, who, by asking about family needs, close deals faster by adapting the pitch. Prospecting is your key to the client. Gather information, and sales will become personal and successful. Rule 7, vision. Vision is the ability to paint a vivid picture of the future where the client is already using the product and receiving the benefit, which intensifies the desire to buy. You use words, tone, and gestures so the client sees themselves in success, evoking emotions of enthusiasm. This turns an abstract offer into a real desire. Describe the benefits vividly. Imagine how you save time and earn more with this tool. Link the vision to the client's needs from prospecting so it resonates. Practice in the mirror so the tone is inspiring. For example, in the book, Belfort painted clients a picture of luxury from investments, which motivated them to invest millions. Another case is his training sessions, where vision helped overcome doubts, closing deals on the spot. Vision is your canvas of success. Paint it brightly, and the client will naturally gravitate toward purchasing. Rule 8, the looping technique. Looping is the technique of returning the client to the straight line when they deviate with an objection or doubt, confirming agreement on previous steps. You ask questions like, do you agree that this solves your problem? To strengthen rapport and move forward. This prevents deviations and keeps the conversation under control. Apply loops after each stage, prospecting, value, or objection handling, so the client nods and moves on. If they hesitate, return to the previous agreement gently, without pressure. This makes the process smooth and confident. For example, in the book, Belfort looped on agreement with the benefit, which helped transition to closing without resistance. Another case is his team, who used loops to overcome price objections, increasing conversion. Looping is your anchor. Use it, and the conversation will always return to yes. Rule 9, closing. Closing is the culmination of this straight line, where you lead the client to a purchase using accumulated confidence and vision. offer closing options, such as, let's complete the paperwork right now, so they feel the naturalness of the decision. This is the moment when all elements converge for a triumph. Choose soft closes. Assume agreement or link to the benefit so the client does not feel pressure. If there is an objection, handle it with prospecting and return to the line. Practice on role-play scenarios for confidence. For example, in the book, Belfort closed deals with the phrase, "Are you ready to invest?" which led to millions in sales. Another case is his brokers, who used vision for the final push without rejection. Closing is your finish line. Lead the client to it naturally, and success will come. Rule 10, customer service. Service after the sale strengthens loyalty, turning clients into repeat buyers and advocates for your product. Monitor their success, solve problems quickly, and offer additional value so that rapport grows. This creates long-term revenue and reputation. Call a week later. How are things with the product? And offer help or an upsell. Use the straight line for communication, maintaining a tone of certainty. This makes clients partners in your success. For example, in the book, Belfort called clients after investments, strengthening trust and getting referrals. Another case is his firm, where service increased retention by 70%. Service is your bridge to future sales. Nurture your clients, and they will return. Rule 11, giving yourself the best chance to succeed. Success begins with self-belief and a readiness to learn from mistakes, using the straight line for personal growth. Develop skills daily, analyze conversations, and adjust your approach to become a master. This turns failures into steps toward the top. Set goals, practice techniques, and celebrate small victories to maintain motivation. Surround yourself with positivity and learn from the best, as Belfort taught his team. This gives you a chance for a true breakthrough. For example, in the book, Belfort started from scratch, but built an empire through practicing the straight line. Another case is his students, who, believing in themselves, became top salespeople. The chance for success is in your hands. Believe and practice, and you will achieve great heights. This is such a wonderful book. I've compiled a separate list of all the important theses from this book, along with all the techniques and tools, and created a step-by-step action plan that you can immediately implement in your life. You can get all this in my community, Place of Power. There, you will find a detailed text analysis with similar lists for each book being reviewed. The community has already thoroughly analyzed and made available to you hundreds of world bestsellers, with a new analysis released every day. Follow the link in the description and use it